Hello, my name is Sharbil Salami. Today I'm going to tell you about spontaneous altruism by chimpanzees and young children. Is altruism a strictly human quality? We'll try to see if the development of altruistic behaviors during species evolution goes deeper than previous experimental evidence suggests. Individuals of many primate species behave in a manner that benefits other individuals. In particular, chimpanzees engage in behaviors like, for example, food sharing, grooming, consolation, or coalition formation. Most of these cases, however, can likely be explained by direct or indirect benefits for the actor through mechanisms such as mutualism. Many researchers have claimed that altruism comes from psychology unique to humans and that we don't share this psychology even with our closest relatives, chimpanzees. On one hand, humans in some situations can occasionally help other individuals, even strangers, without immediate benefit for themselves, even in situations where reciprocation is unlikely. On the other hand, chimpanzees are often conceived as not being ready to act altruistically and might only be guided by self-interest. But are these conclusions based on solid scientific studies? Recent researchers suggest that chimpanzees might be able and willing to help, but only in very restricted contexts. First, chimpanzees might help only a familiar human caregiver with whom they maintained a close relationship. Second, chimpanzees might help others only if costs are low, which means in situations where only little effort is needed. In this topic, I'm going to tell you about an experiment that tests helpfulness of chimpanzees toward unfamiliar individuals. The first step of the experiment aimed to compare the helpfulness of chimpanzees and human infants toward unfamiliar individuals. So, 36 semi-free ranging chimpanzees born in the wild and living in a wildlife park, and 36 human infants of same age as chimpanzees were tested. An object, a stick, was placed out of reach of the recipient, but within the reach of the subject. The subject in this case is the individual whose altruism is being tested, and the recipient is the experimenter. Helping consisted of handing the object to the recipient. According to the condition, experimenter would either outstretch his arm towards the stick, reaching, or look at the object but do not reach for it, no reaching. In addition, he would either hold a piece of banana in view of the subject, which he gave them in exchange for the stick, reward, or don't have any food available, no reward. The same basic procedure was used to test infants helping. As a reward for the infants, toy cubes were used. 12 of 18 chimpanzees and 16 of 18 infants tested in reaching conditions helped at least once. For infants, as well as for chimpanzees, getting a material reward was not the determining factor to help. Then another question arises. Would they continue to help when helping costs are lightly raised, which means when they have to move some distance to retrieve the object for the other? To answer this question, another experiment was done with the same setup as in the previous experiment, but subjects had to put more physical effort in retrieving the object for the other. This time, no rewards were offered. Again, chimpanzees and human infants did not differ in the total amount of helping acts. Taken together, experiments 1 and 2 show that altruistic motivations are already apparent in early human ontogeny. Moreover, altruistic motivations to help others do not seem to be unique to humans. In fact, chimpanzees act on behalf of others, even if this is unfamiliar human and without getting any immediate material benefit. So we can conclude from these two experiments that the altruistic tendency seen in early human ontogeny did not evolve in humans de novo. Roots of human altruism may go deeper than previously thought, reaching as far back as the last common ancestor of humans and chimpanzees. An important question for future research is to determine how these types of helping behaviors in chimpanzees are maintained as evolutionarily stable strategies. To what extent are they driven by empathy, as it has been shown in the case of human infants and adults? It is possible that one basic difference between modern humans and their ancestors lies in the mechanisms that amplify the basic form of altruism common to human and chimpanzees. Human cultural groups might have created unique social mechanisms to preserve and foster altruism, such as sanctioning selfish behavior and internalizing social norms. But these mechanisms cultivated rather than implanted the tendency to act altruistically in human psyche. The limitations of these experiments consist mostly in the small number of samples and the fact that chimpanzees were in semi-free conditions, which might represent a limitation to generalized results to wild chimpanzees. Besides, the background education of infants, which can be a source of bias, is not specified. Thank you.